Hey everyone, welcome to the first official video of Original Pagan, which I'm really excited for. It has to be a Hindu video, right? Like, we made this channel because of the amount of love that the Hindu videos got on my main channel, Original Human. And so I found this video about the most powerful Hindu god, which I'm sure people in the comment section will agree or disagree on that. It's called All About the Goddess Kali, spelled Kali, and this is by a YouTube channel called The Hindu Sagas. And so let's watch this. I'll leave a link down below to the original video. As you know, we're just starting off this new channel. I'm really excited about it. It was born out of the love on my main channel that's got over 500,000 subscribers. So I hope to grow this channel just as much as the other one, and I hope this becomes a main part of my life because this is something that I'm genuinely interested in. So yeah, I'll shut up. I'll leave a link down below to the original video if you want to watch it without me waffling over the top. But for now, let's watch this. I'm going to move my head up a little bit just so you can see the subtitles, okay, guys? Let's find out what's going on with the goddess Kali.
No character in the history of all religions is as fierce as the Hindu goddess Kali. In India, Kali is known as the dark goddess. When the Western scholars encountered Kali, their first reaction was that of shock and surprise.
My presumption is they probably thought it was some sort of demon or devil or something like that, right? Every time you see some sort of entity to do with the underworld or darkness or evil, you know, kind of like hell, spelled Hel in the Norse religion, people who have a Western view of Christianity kind of point and be like, that must be the devil, right? That's my thoughts on this.
For one thing, they had trouble swallowing the idea that the female could be divine. The closest they had come to such a deity was the kindly and virginal Mother Mary.
Right.
In the 20th century, with the rise of women's rights, feminists came to view Kali as the embodiment of feminine power. They found her to be liberating. The image of Kali that exists in the West is rather different from the way most Indians see her.
Why do a lot of Indian pictures of gods and goddesses have lots of arms? Why the need for so many different arms? I've seen this on many pictures now. If you could let me know in the comments, okay?
Kali, the name which literally means time in Sanskrit, is an intensely frightening and the most powerful manifestation of Shakti.
Interesting.
There are many depictions of the different forms of Kali. The most common form often shows Kali as black, naked, with angry red sunken eyes, wearing skulls around her neck as jewelry and limbs around her waist. Her blackness represents that she is nirguna, meaning beyond all qualities of nature. She has 4 arms, showing aspect.
So it is all right. Here's going into the arms here, which is what I was asking. But is the darkness a representation of power or evil? Because power isn't necessarily power and evil aren't necessarily the same thing, right? And so when women were kind of following her because it's an embodiment of feminine, not feminism, but like the female kind of energy. Obviously, that's not a dark thing, and obviously that's not about power. So where does that parallel there? Let's hear what she's going to say here about the arms.
Beyond all qualities of nature. She has 4 arms, showing aspects of both creation and destruction.
Okay.
With a blood sword in one of her hands, she defeats the enemies and carries the head of a demon on the other hand. She holds the bowl on the third hand, where the blood of the enemy is collected and the last is held out in blessing.
So if she's holding the head of a demon, then she's not necessarily like a bad entity? Because surely if she's killing demons, then that's a good thing, right? Someone will have to let me know in the comments.
She has an open mouth with blood drooling down her tongue while she stands on the body of her husband, Lord Shiva.
Wow.
Although Kali is associated with blood, death, and destruction, she is also seen as a mother figure and often referred to as Ma Kali, meaning Mother Kali.
Whoa.
Kali is the dramatic expression of a fierce mother's anger and the feminine power that awakens to attack those who threaten her children.
That makes sense. That makes sense. My wife certainly gets angry if the kids are ever in danger. I can see her turning into Kali if anyone messes with my kids.
The birth or origin of Kali is popularly known through the story of her fight in Markandeya Purana. In Hindu mythology, Raktabij was a demon or asura who had been given a boon by Lord Brahma that every time a drop of his blood fell on the ground, a new version of his own would be created.
Whoa.
Having received this boon, he made the life of people and gods miserable. More so with this power to produce more Raktabij every time he sheds a drop of his blood.
Jeez.
Hence the gods reached out to goddess Durga or Shakti for help. Armed with all the weapons, the goddess charged at the demon.
It's got to be some of the coolest lore to any religion ever, right? Like, I feel like a lot of the Abrahamic religions aren't as, like, how can you say it? Like, fantastical as Hinduism, right? Like, it's pretty sick. That's another thing as well. I've mentioned it in some of my other videos. Obviously, they've been re-uploaded to this channel, the 3 videos that were out before this. But any books, I want to know what books to read about Hinduism, Hindu religion. They use the term mythology in this, but I got told in my other videos that it's not a mythology, so be careful with that wording. And obviously, I want to be as respectful as I possibly can. But any books about the stories of Hinduism, please let me know in the comment section down below. I'm dying to read them.
But as soon as she wounded him with her sword and his blood fell on the earth, the demon multiplied. With more attempts at killing Raktabij, he kept on multiplying.
Whoa.
Huge armies of Raktabij were formed by the drops of blood which fell on the earth. Enraged by this, the Devi took the fierce and infuriated form of Kali. She went on to destroy the demon with her sword in her hand. She slayed each demon and collected their bloods in her bowl and drank it immediately. Soon she...
Yo, talk about emo, right? Talk about a goth girl right here. Takes the blood of her enemies and then drinks it. What? That's sick.
finished the whole army of Raktabij and only the real Raktabij was left.
Wow.
Then she killed him down and drank his blood until he fell down lifeless. Not realizing that the real Raktabij was dead, the goddess continued her destruction and drinking blood of the innocent.
Oh my god.
She continued to kill anybody that appeared her way.
Someone contain her.
Seeing this, the gods became extremely worried and approached Lord Shiva for help. Lord Shiva went and laid down amongst the corpses where the goddess was madly dancing for blood. Accidentally, Kali stepped on Shiva and soon she realized her mistake. It was then she stuck out her tongue out of embarrassment and calmed down. She was ashamed that her bloodlust had prevented her from recognizing her husband. Soon she came back to her original form and the destruction was stopped. Shiva...
That's pretty cool, isn't it? Like, I feel like I don't know how the structure of Hindu books or writing or lore, you could say, works, but it's almost as if you get kind of like the more set in real life, which is like the Bhagavad Gita, which is the story of I think it's like two families fighting, which seems a bit more realistic, right? And then you've got these extreme kind of like fantastical stories. And so how is that represented in books? Like, obviously I've only got a pagan view when it comes to this stuff. So for someone who's read Norse paganism, Celtic paganism, Druidry and stuff like that, you've kind of got certain texts that you can read for certain stories. So like, for instance, Norse mythology or paganism, you've got the Poetic Edda, you've got the Havamal. Where's my books? Yeah, Poetic Edda, the Prose Edda, the Havamal. You got stuff like that, right, to go to for these stories. But what is it for Hinduism? Because you've like, is it a mix of both? So these stories like the Bhagavad Gita, where it is real people kind of having these communications, are these fantastical stories kind of like wrapped into the books with them, or are they separate?
Shiva lying at their feet also symbolizes the supremacy of nature over man. It clearly shows that without Kali or Shakti, even a powerful force like Lord Shiva is inert. Kali is associated with many different forms and stories. Some of her forms are Mahakali, Bhadrakali, Dakshinakali, and Chandika. The image of Kali has traveled from the east to the west and has made home in the eyes of many. But in truth, Kali does not exist in front of us. She exists in the space behind our eyes. She exists
Whoa.
in our minds. And in our minds, she has many shapes, forms, and many meanings.
Whoa, that's kind of creepy. What a great video. So this was by the Hindu Saga. I'll leave a link down below to the original video. Great video to kind of start off this new channel of Original Pagan. I nearly said Original Human then because I've been working on my main channel for like 5 years now, or upwards of 5 years. Great first video for Original Pagan. Let me know what you think. Let me know what you want me to react to next in the comment section down below. And until next time, I love you all. Have a wonderful day. Goodbye.